We on there.
And we are live. Here we go. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 195. Today is Monday, June 25th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish. What's going on? Let's see everybody. Sergeant Crypto, Tonio, Rashid L, Dan Demand 03,
Alex Daly,
Milto, Kevin Hodges.
Yep.
Gabriel Hernandez, Tessa, good morning, BP. Alex Daly said Bitcoin did go down to 5,900. Yeah. He calls it.
Oh,
John Siebert, what's going on? All right, everybody in here.
Come on in.
Oh, man, Tonio, too, the bullish or the bearish indicator, 4K before 10K?
Oh, yeah, we in a bear market.
Tessa, you too? Oh, my goodness. Everybody's on board with that.
Oh, yeah, we in a bear market.
Charts don't lie. That's Torres J. Playlist said. Here we go. All right, let's get it started. Who won the free Bitcoin from last week?
Oh, yeah. So for the free Bitcoin last week, the winner was Crypto Commoner. I believe this is the second time they won. This was in response to our question about the jobs listed on Cointelegraph, whether or not you would apply for those jobs or what jobs would you work for. Love their answer where they basically said they are not a developer. However, they still could find work simply because there are different job opportunities for people in marketing and accounting in different spaces. So you don't have to be some world-class engineer or developer in order to get into the space. There are people that need lawyers and accountants, even artists. I mean, there are people who can just do the artwork for websites like Cointelegraph. So good answer there. Crypto Commoner already sent you those free Satoshis.
All right, thank you for that. All right, let's jump to the stories. First one up, of course, is Tether. $250 million worth of Tether has been printed again, USDT.
Right back.
And Tether supplies rise now to $2.77 billion. Wow, $1 billion with a B.
I like how they described it.
What are your thoughts on that? You know, some people are saying, hey, this is a good sign for the market. Some people are saying, here we go again. Who knows?
Well,
what's your thoughts?
Well, with the click, I like how they say with the click of a few buttons, which literally it is. They printed 250 million tethers with an unofficial actual look at their finances. They supposedly have the money available for this. So this doesn't seem like a huge surprise that it's coming out. However, I will say that Tether being printed is not a bullish signal, so to say. It is simply an entrance of money into the market. Last time this happened, which was I believe a few weeks ago, there was a pump for $300 or $400 dollars, and then there was a significant drop right after that. So I will say that a lot of the times this pump during a bull market, yes, of course, people are buying more. It's in the middle of a bull market, but we're not in a bull market right now. So I think this printing of the tethers right now is simply just a way for people to get into the market, and it'll turn around when it turns around, but it's not completely bullish yet, not at all. So
and I actually
could
read
be money leaving the market too. Yep, somebody just took the
right. I was gonna say I actually read some of the report. It wasn't actually full 60 pages in PDF. It was only like 30-something pages. That report, the guy put untethered. Is Tether the reason for the price spikes and stuff?
Yep. Interesting
points in there. But again, it's one of those things where we say we think it's just one in a million things that's going on with the price.
Yep.
BP's basically saying he's not happy with Tone Vase though.
Yeah, well, Tone has been around. I think his number is like 4,900 or something like that. So yeah, it's as far as traders go, it's if this then that. So nobody actually knows exactly where the price is going. But right now, as far as bullish signals go, everybody's bearish. So yeah, Torrance J, this might be a great time to get into it because everybody's talking about 4K now.
Tonio said Tether release indoor audit, then a week later print more Tether. Sounds fishy to me.
Hey man, like we said, as soon as they came out with that audit, they were like, well, time to go.
Time to keep on printing.
Yep.
All right. China's latest government-backed crypto rankings put EOS first and Bitcoin 17th.
Oh, man.
You all should know by now. China came out with these rankings, a few weeks ago, where they put Bitcoin, I think, at 12th to begin with. But now they're coming out with new rankings. Not sure why. So suddenly, the second round China's state-backed monthly ratings of crypto and blockchain projects has been released, reported by CNN News on the 21st. It's dubbed the Global Public Chain Technology Evaluation Index. We need to just make one.
Come on,
we
man.
need to make one.
Let's just make our own.
The
KRBE,
the KRBE Global
Immutable Ledger Chain
Blockchain
Technology
IPO. It's still all types of keywords in there, but It looks like
Dogecoin is
this
first.
was announced at the. I know Dogecoin gonna be number one. This was announced at the Shanghai Science Co. and Bit being red. Coin's gonna be number 2 and 3. They rank EOS number 1, Ethereum 2. Come on, of course, and then Bitcoin 17th out of a total of 30 analyzed cryptocurrencies. Interesting enough, of course, EOS literally a week ago just went through a delayed mainnet launch after an exploit was found, and then looks like another 12 exploits were found by a white hat hacker. But they're number 1. In Bitcoin, the immutable ledger, which has not been hacked yet, which is still running strong, Tech's on his way up as always, is number 17.
Yeah, I believe
these aren't slanted at all.
No.
These aren't skewed
at all. I believe I believe these Chinese rankings are based on how much they can control the tech. I believe that's why Bitcoin is so low. In my opinion, EOS, just going off of what I've seen, a lot of the accounts, I believe it's up to 30-something accounts, have been halted for payments. It's being done by Asian miners, either China or other countries. And I believe that this list reflects how they feel about EOS. The reason it's number 1 to them is because they can actually stop payments from people if they want it to happen. And EOS at the price it is now,
centralized,
very, very centralized, very, very low price for the tech that it's supposed to bring. If it is supposed to challenge Ethereum, remember, if you can remember, Ethereum at $7. Ethereum was getting killed the same way. They were like centralized. Vitalik owns it. Smart contracts will never work. dApps will never come around. But speculation pushed it all the way to over $1,000 at one point. So I believe that's why EOS is highly regarded by the Chinese. Even if EOS is trash to you as a money-making possibility, I would not bet against the Chinese, because if they want something to grow, if they want their people to buy it, they will. Trust me, because they put out reports like this without an alternative news site like ourselves being able to comment against
people
it.
are just gonna look at it and buy it.
Just gonna look at it and buy it.
Exactly. GOD said, "How Sway exactly?" Yeah, Kobe feels all those wallets being frozen. Yes, there are frozen wallets. It is shown to be centralized as of now. As Kobe also said, EOS equals Communicoin for the communism part of it. But yeah, I mean, there literally is no reason for this thing to be in anybody's top 10 right now in regards to actually using it. Because you remember, they're not saying this is the best tradable crypto out there. They're saying this is the number 1 crypto out there
ranked
that we can't even really use yet. So again, that says it all right there. And like you said, that's mainstream media pushing what they want to do.
What they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically told on themselves. They were like, hey, wink, wink, we are going to pump EOS at some point. We are going to use it, and we'll control it. But for those who are just speculators, you can make some good money off of it.
Right. Japan wants to stop cryptocurrency criminal activities with credit evaluation. I feel like that's a tongue twister.
Oh, man.
Cryptocurrency criminal activities with credit evaluation. We kind of talked about this before, but what's going on here in Japan with this one?
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like the Japanese are extending their KYC AML laws in order to find who they say uses an unusual amount of digital currency, and they want to stop money laundering.
So if you use it at all, basically?
Exactly.
That's an unusual amount.
Anything is an unusual amount.
Why do you have one transaction with crypto?
Yeah.
And something funny business going on.
And if you use Zcash, Dash, or Monero, any privacy coins, those will be probably
What
looked
you
at
trying
the
to hide?
hardest. Yeah,
what you hiding?
Yeah, why you don't tell us everything about your money? So
Right.
I'm pretty sure Japan's credit information service, which they'll use to validate this stuff, they'll basically make the exchanges provide whatever information they have and do a credit check on the people that they're looking at in order to look at their history, if they have, I don't know, illicit things in their history, whatever they're looking for. However, I will say, if you are a criminal who's using cryptocurrency, I doubt you use credit. Very, very, very unlikely that
unless you're a banker.
Unless you're a banker, and then you aren't getting investigated because you run the system that they're trying to uphold. So this should be interesting to see if they're running credit checks on who they perceive as criminals, because real criminals, people doing big crimes, don't have credit checks. So who do you think these credit checks are going to come against? Everyday retail investors who just happen to make too much money for their liking. So Japan is, clamping down in that manner, so to say.
And I love how they say the government hopes to protect investors and improve the security of the crypto industry. Again, protect the investors.
Oh, they always trying to protect us by taking away stuff. I don't understand, but I thought we were adults. But Japan, they are a hotbed for cryptocurrency. I believe they're trying to rein in whatever criminal activities they perceive in order to get exchanges going and allow institutional investors to invest without fear. So
All I'm saying is it looks like the chairman of Japan Credit Information Service is the one who said this by providing the personal information of suspicious individuals. Of course, that's very arbitrary, including credit scores and financial data the government hosts to protect investors and improve the security of the cryptocurrency industry. That is Yezumi Nobuhiko. All I'm saying is Japan is if you were going to order up a heart attack, it couldn't come early enough. All right, like this is ridiculous. You know, we talk about this a lot, but again, it's arbitrary. It's very subjective about who who is suspicious, who needs to be monitored, and not only that, I can't wait for people in crypto who are just being introduced to it to wake up to the fact that the credit industry is dead. You don't need it. If you have crypto, you don't need credit. So I see why they're trying to sync this, trying to conflate it together, because they know that if they don't do it now, people will wake up and realize we don't even need credit anymore.
Yeah, what are we using this credit-based system for?
So for them to do this right now makes sense while it's still early. Go ahead and shock people. That's shocking all. Make sure people know, hey, you can't operate a crypto account with bad credit. Like we talking about. This is for wealthy people with good credit and credit investors who follow all the rules of the diddly gang. And I think they're just trying to put that in people's head as early as possible to at least get some of the population. Because if not, people will say, forget my credit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And one question here, it says, doesn't China have a big interest in NEO as well? Going back to what we stated before. Yes, huge interest in NEO and big interest in African countries as well, using the NEO platform. Bitmari and Zimbabwe is one of them as well. So definitely.
China's like whatever can push them past the U.S., we'll take it.
Oh, yeah, basically. It's just like anything outside of them, we can build it ourselves and go from there.
What may sound like a Game of Thrones, oh yes, I said it, people. What may sound like a Game of Thrones season title is actually a Zcash one. Overwinter, upgrade Looms as Zcash prepares for its first hard fork. Zcash privacy-based cryptocurrency is about to undergo its first hard fork. The network upgrade, dubbed Overwinter, is intended to be activated at block 347,500. It's currently at 347,253 and is scheduled to go live on June 26th. What is going on with this fork, with the Zcash fork?
Well, nothing to be scared about, Zcash people. This really is just an update for the real update.
Planned one too.
It's a planned one that's coming later this year. The next one is called Sapling. Sapling it decreases the weight of the transaction, so to say, so you can have more users use it. So if you want to bring more people to your, much like sharding in Ethereum, if you want to bring more users to your platform, you have to be able to scale up. So that update's coming later this year, and this update Overwinter basically prepares it for that next update. Not a big thing because most exchanges are on board with it. Pretty much unanimous support. Outside of the one developer that threatened to fork it himself, that's kind of the only threat they've had. But this update should come, pretty smoothly, and it should basically just increase the amount of safety that everyone has using Zcash. That's really all it is.
I want to know how they went from Overwinter to Sapling.
And these names,
terrible. It was like a great name. It was a great noble warrior crypto name, all the way to Sapling.
Sapling.
One thing we will say about Sapling, though, it's going to introduce a feature called transaction expiry, which I actually like when I read about it. I mean, if it works well, of course, it has to be tested and all that. But transaction expiry is kind of like you said, it's this way to scale Zcash as it gets, grows bigger and gets more of an audience. But what it'll basically do is, it was just here as well. It will expire old transactions in their block wherever they have, so it won't take up more room.
That's the game plan. If you don't have the new software, it's gone. So they're basically making people upgrade, but it's not much resistance. We will see when Sapling comes if there's more resistance in order to keep Zcash the way it was, but. They do have a feature like EOS where they can disable older software, so that is one of the concerns, so to say.
I think if it's AI based and they can, like I said, they do it right, it can work, because it kind of works like when it comes to checks. If your check's like 3 months old or 4 months old, I don't know what it is. However old a check is, eventually banks will say, all right, we can't accept that any longer. You need to get a new one.
Update your software, grandma.
Right. Yeah. So I think this would be the same way. You do a transaction for whatever reason. It doesn't go through, right? And instead of just sitting there clogging up that space for the next year or whatever, they say after 6 months or after 3 months or after 2 weeks, all right, that transaction is going to disappear. No money should be exchanged. No fees should be taken. So we'll see how that works. Last but not least, slow news day today, but BTCC to sell 49% equity stake of his Bitcoin mining pool for 18.7 million.
Oh yeah,
can't be mad at that.
Yep.
Former Chinese Big 3 crypto exchange BTCC has agreed to sell 49% of his mining pool, BTCC Pool Limited, in equity and a non-legally binding agreement. Looks like they'll be selling about 4,900 shares for 49% of their stake of their company for about $18.73 million in USD. For Hong Kong, that's $147 million.
Pretty good take right there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for a mining pool, you're getting $20 million for half of it real quick, and you still own other things.
Yep,
that was a big win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, their hash rate is about 1% of the total Bitcoin hash rate. However, being able to purchase half of a company that is mining at the rate that they do for 18 million, we'll probably look back and be like, that was such a bargain. Why didn't we crowdfund $18 million? But we're starting to see these mining companies IPO more and more, because as far as consistency and being able to keep a steady amount of growth, this is really the only industry in cryptocurrency that is steady. The actual hash rate of Bitcoin has increased steadily over time without stopping. It's always gone up, and for the most part, hash rate follows price, and price follows hash rate, so to say, depending on the market. And it looks like if somebody buys this, they'll have a good stake in a great mining company long term. They won't have complete control, but 49% of a company is pretty good. So interesting to see how the Hong Kong investors take it, because BTCC is pretty large. One of the world's oldest Bitcoin exchanges, or one of the oldest mining operations, and we'll see how they do, because if they don't have a lot of interest early on, that might, halt Bitmain's IPO that they're trying to do.
That's true. Yeah, this might be the test.
This really is just to test the markets, test the waters. If people are super interested, like if they're getting calls out and emails out the blue from everybody, then other companies will say, well, ours is actually worth more. Let's do 50 billion or 100 million. So
I think with some of these companies, I would say now is a good time to start to sell. Like how you, they're selling 49% here. You saw who else was trying to sell their company? Was it Bitmain trying to get a piece of the IPO? And the only reason I say I think it's a bad time to sell in terms of price. I think if they were to wait until an actual bull run, all of them can get at least 1.25 times everything they're going up for. Which we talk about billions of dollars. Multi-millions, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
So I think if they were to wait till a bull run, they can get more money. But right now is a good time in terms of it's quiet.
Yeah,
it's quiet. Our business are under control. We don't need to scale right now because everybody left the market. All these overnighters left.
Yeah.
So as far as taking care of business, now is the time to say, all right, let's draw this up. I'm sure they include future projections, even though no one could really know because we didn't know last year we'll go to 20K. But I'm sure they probably put future projections in there, probably to 15, 17K at least minimum. Added some things, but at the same time, I get it's quiet, but at the same time, I'm like, they would have waited to that bull run where they're up to their nose in water.
Sold it at 20-30% premium.
You get to put that premium. So that is that. Alfred Robinson, when's our next newsletter coming out? Thank you for that shout out.
That will be next Monday.
Monday.
Oh yeah. So just released the last one last week. So
and Fed, the realtor, said, will these trade wars affect crypto prices? Do we believe that since stocks are red today? We think yes. Not just trade wars, the stock market in general. We are waiting for that thing to go through its
growing pains.
Yeah, it's growing pains, I guess. So we'll see what happens with it.
As far as a bubble is concerned, I believe the stock market is closer than Bitcoin is. If Bitcoin was in a bubble, that bubble has definitely been popped, so to say, if it was. Right. But stock market has been steadily growing for so long.
This thing's been over here chilling. No competition.
You need more money?
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we'll print some more
money.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to see here, people. Keep it going. Keep it moving.
And it is usually an inverse correlation right now. Over the last few months, at least, stocks going up, Bitcoin's going down. Bitcoin going up, stocks going down. So it looks like most people are running out of fiat, so to say, to get into both markets.
That's what Kobe Fields just said.
Yep. See, taking the word. See, our Warriors, they already know how it's going. So this market right now, you can kind of see in real time exactly what we're saying about the stock market. So.
All right, and then last but not least, for the free Bitcoin day, what are we doing?
Yeah. So for the free Bitcoin today, the global bank rankings of EOS at first. We know that is kind of trash. However, what do you think about rankings in general? Should we do our own rankings? Do rankings matter to you? Will rankings affect the global market, do you think? And if so, where do you rank some of your favorite coins? Just give us 3. You don't have to give us your top 15 or 20. Just 3 top coins. And do rankings matter? We'll send those free Satoshis to you.
Yeah, let us know, because they do matter that much. We might have to put something together.
Hey, we do our in-depth analysis and put out our own list. Yeah.
Right. Other than that, we still have the promotion going on this week. Tell them about the promotion, Bitcoin Zay.
Absolutely. Last week of these 2 promotions, 50-50 promotion, 50% off all new subscribers. If you refer anybody, you will win the Trezor most referrals. Also, the newsletter bundle, 7 newsletters for $10. And these newsletters have the Cryptos to Watch, Business Spotlight, Developers Corner, as well as crypto calendars and a feature tutorial in each one. So don't miss out. Make sure you can get your newsletter bundle this month for $10.
All righty. Other than that, people, we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news and updates. Happy Monday and have a great week. Start off to a great week.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one.
Cheers.